Guys, and welcome back to the Washes YouTube channel. And it's another day. We're having another episode from the movie title or our large content and title. It is all about creating and sustaining a healthy relationship. So today content it's all about from fights to flow. It's all about communication. We're trying to delve into this topic of communication and help one another into this title and topic of creating and sustaining a healthy relationship. From our previous episodes, we had forgiveness, and the other one it was all about apology and mending hearts. So today it's communication, and our main title it is from fights to flow, mastering communication for a healthy relationship. So if you're new and if you're a returning subscriber, I'm happy for you and I'm so much humbled to have you back on board. And to all those who are new, I'm so happy and humbled to have you on board and your first time. I'll like and recommend you to go back to our previous episodes on this same title about creating and sustaining a healthy relationship. And before we continue, I'll also like to mention to you that maybe my voice could be a bit shaky or something of the sort. Yeah, from the past 2 or 3 days, I've been suffering from cold and I had this running nose. So I'm sorry for that if my voice may pose challenges onto you. And so let's go to our today's video. Section 1. In today's video, it will have two sections. So as I earlier mentioned, we are going to have two sections, section 1 and section 2. Section 1 is all about the importance of communication, and on our section number 2, we are going to discuss about communicating effectively. So let us go directly to our section number 1. And section number 1, we have 4 points, and the first point is all about building connection. Communication, it is the bridge it is the bridge that brings you closer to your partner. It is the bridge that fosters understanding and also empathy and intimacy. If you're communicating to your partner, of course, your relationship will become more intimate. If you're not communicating to your partner, how could you address some of the issues and challenges that you're facing? It will be hard for you to communicate to your partner, and it will be hard for you to become intimate if you're not talking. How could you ask for those favors and such on? We will know those favors, and if you're not communicating, it will be hard for you to communicate. So mark my words, you need to communicate. You need to have healthy and appealing communications. If you communicate your partner, it builds that connection and it will make you easier, even your feelings, to communicate. It's not about mouth to mouth mouth to mouth mouth to mouth talk. It's all about even your feelings. Your feelings will just automatically be communicating to the other person. Even your even your body even your body, the way they react, they, they need to be communicating also, and this is made possible through the communication that we are making with mouth to mouth talk. That talk, it is much more important, and that builds the connection. It allows you to share joy and anxieties, even your dreams, creating a shared world. If you communicate to your partner, by the way, you are creating a world of your own, and that world of your own, you two should be the only persons who understand the words and the way you communicate in your relationship. Do not allow third parties, or do not invite people to your communication and to your relationship. Ensure your relationship, it is all known to you two alone, and this will help you a lot, and it will build that connection. If it builds the connection, then your relationship will grow on stronger day by day. So we're going to our point number 2, and to our point number 2, it is resolving conflict. When disagreement arises in every relationship, there is always crisis and disagreements that arise from maybe petty things, larger things. But if a disagreement is a disagreement, and we cannot we cannot measure it by the way of its pettiness or bigger issue. If you are disagreeing, you need to communicate, and this helps a lot when you have the good communication skills. If you are not communicating to a partner and there is a disagreement and you tend to go each person by his or her way, then how could you resolve that conflict? You can just walk away if you are not in love with the person, or you two were just but trying to make things work, but you see that the things are not working because you were not in love. But if you want to create and sustain a healthy relationship, communication, and if you're communicating, it will help you resolve conflict. So when disagreement arises, open communication creates a safe space for expressing needs and also finding solutions together. If you're not if your communication is not open, you are used to communicate, or you do less communication in your relationship, then if a conflict arises, and then you will tend to your communication technique and style will not be helping you, because you two do not have that open communication system, and if you lack it, then it won't work for you. Bottling up frustration can breed resentment and encode trust. If you're frustrated, in conflict there are always frustration, and if you you have the right procedure to bottle this frustration and to avoid them, then your trust will build. And this one, it is all brought by good communication. Good communication resolves conflicts, and you cannot have good communication that is not open. It needs to be open, that you tell your partner whatever thing that you're feeling, and they too tell you whatever thing that they're feeling. So with that, we go to a point number 3, that is nurturing growth. We all know that communication nurtures growth. If in your relationship you lack communication, then how can you grow? If you're not talking to a partner, how will your relationship grow? If you are communicating to a partner but you hide some of these things and matters, how will your relationship grow, or how will you grow as a couple? It is hard for you. So I'm going to discuss to you and giving you some tips and points. Effective communication enables you to provide and receive constructive feedback. If you do not talk to me, how could you get whatever thing that I'm going through? If I do not talk to you, how can I express the things that I have for us or for you? So effective communication, it gives constructive feedback. If I talk to you and you respond, that's the feedback that I was expecting. If you communicate to me and I respond back to you, so that's sharing of feedback, it is much more important. It helps each other grow. And also as an individual and as a couple, if the information that I post to you, it was to help me, I will grow. And if it was to help us as a couple, then we will all grow as a couple. So we need to communicate, as it nurtures growth. The feedback that you give me, the feedback that I give you, it will help you, and it is going to help us all. It keeps the relationship dynamic and evolving. You get it? So if we are not communicating, or we are communicating but we're hiding things, or we are communicating but when we communicate it's all disagreement, we always fight through a communication, through a conversation, then I'm telling you, that's not the way to communicate. You need to have an effective communication to nurture your growth. The fourth point is all about strengthening trust. We had some words and phrases up there that we were talking about trust, and now we are coming here. Honest and open communication builds trust, the bedrock of any healthy relationship. Trust, it is the bedrock of any healthy relationship. If I don't trust you, how could our relationship grow? How could you have your relationship and to me? How could we create and build our relationship if I don't trust you and you don't trust me back? If you don't trust me back, then there is no way or no chance of you loving me. But if you trust me and I trust you, we are going to build each other, because every person, whatever thing that they trust, they give it their all. They give their all best to the thing that they trust and love and cherishes most. So we need to communicate, because if you do not communicate, or you communicate but you hide the details and later on find them, how could we trust each other? Or you communicate, but when we communicate we end up fighting. How are we going to help each other? Trust, it is built by open and honest communication. Also, um, on trust, sharing authentically shows your partner you value them and believe in the strength of your bond. So, how do you believe in the strength of your bond? If you do not share to your partner authentically or open with true in a truthful manner and way. If you're not doing it, then please, it's time to change for you to strengthen your relationship. If you strengthening your if you strengthen trust, then your relationship will always grow. We are all about creating and sustaining a healthy relationship. Maybe you have created a healthy relationship, but how can you sustain it? These are the tips for you to sustain it. Communicate to your partner. Always be in your be open and provide honest answers or honest opinions to your partner. Whenever thing that you are trying to do, ensure that you provide your honest you. Be honest to your partner, and this one will help you a lot, and it is going to build you a lot, you as an individual, and also to you as a couple, and to your relationship in general. And with that in mind, we have resolving conflict, nurturing growth, strengthening trust. The other point, it was all about building connection. So we had 4 points for our section one, and now we are going to a section two, which is communicating effectively. Hope if you haven't gotten the points up there, well, you can revisit it, or also you can just wait for the video to elapse, and then you can go back and rewind them. It was all about building connection, resolving conflict, nurturing growth, and strengthening trust. So we go to section number two, communicating effectively. So, and our point number one in our section number two, it is active listening. So how could you be active listening to your partner? Here it is how you can help and build your relationship by active listening, because we're talking about communicating effectively. So we need to show them that we are fully engaged throughout the whole conversation. And here are some other tips that we can use to make our partner feel cherished and feel that we value their emotions and feelings towards us and understand their perspective. The I statements: take ownership of your feelings, and accusatory language. If you have used an accusatory, you need to avoid accusatory languages whenever you are talking to your partner. Whenever you are conversing, ensure that you use the I to take ownership of your things that you did, and accept acknowledgement. By the way, it is a good, and it is key towards helping you build and help you to communicate, or to help you in a disagreement. Acknowledge your mistake and use the I statements. Phrase things like this way: I feel I feel hurt when, if you are trying to make your partner know that what he or she has done to you or has been doing to you, it makes you feel hurt. Do not just come on and say you have been always doing this and this. No, make it feel much more of a compliment than a way to provoke your partner. Do not provoke. Make her or him feel that you're trying to communicate. Do not use terms like, I'm so disgusted by you, I'm so disappointed in you. No, come on, come in a slow or pace, or even the words themselves can express your heart. I feel hurt when I Yes, I feel hurt when you this these things help you a lot. You can use this instead of you always. Yeah, the term you always, it makes your partner feel like he has been recording my mistakes whichever things that I've been doing unto him or her. He or she has been recording them, and now it's time to unleash them onto me. Then you're not making it right. We are on effective communicating. So use these terms like I feel hurt when, not you always or you have been always. So to our point number two, use a respectful tone. So on the tone also, we are here. You should avoid yelling at your partner, even if you are on a disagreement and he or she has wronged you. Do not yell at him, or if he yells at you, do not yell back. Yeah, it's it is both ways, and we all know that communication, it is to and fro. So if your partner yells at you, do not yell back. Try to use a respectful tone, and he or she will understand. We need to use a respectful tone in our relationship, even if we are in disagreement. Maintain a calm and respectful tone even during disagreements. Avoid yelling, sarcasm words, or hurtful words. Do not use words that will hurt or make your partner feel embarrassed or feel low about him or herself, or feel like my worth in this relationship it's not recognized, or my worth in this relationship it's not being seen. So you need not to use sarcasm words, hurtful words, or even yelling to your partner. Remember, your goal is to understand each other, not win the disagreement. If your goal is to win a disagreement, then do not do it with your partner, or do not do it with your loved one. Do not do it totally. If you are in a disagreement, know that the goal is to understand each other and make your points be understood, and also to understand the other person's points and perspective, feelings, all sort of things that you need to understand each other. You need to ensure that you win them. Do not win the disagreement, but win the understanding. So to our point number three, we are almost done. Empathy and validation. Try to see things from your partner's perspective, not only your own perspective, but also your partner's perspective. You need to keep it in mind and also focus it. Make your focus much more on them also, for you to mix your feelings to that of his or her. And if you do that, then it will be easy for you to find a solution together. Acknowledge their feelings, saying things like I understand why I understand why you feel. That must be very difficult for you. These are two phrases. I understand why you feel, or that must be very difficult for you. Not I. For the past statement, it was all about making your partner, when she's wrong or he is wrong, it was to make them feel like I am wrong, but he or she is trying to make me feel loved and cherished. And this one, it is also creating that love bond, and make a partner feel cherished. So I understand why you feel, or that must be very difficult on you. Not Do not use words or things like that do not show you a compassion to him, or that do not show you value their feelings. They need to see that you value their feelings. They need to see you taking part and involving yourself into their feelings too. And if you do so, then I'm sure your relationship is going to grow day by day. It is going to grow and bloom. The goal is to create and sustain. This is how to sustain it. Make sure that you use respectful tone. You show empathy and validation in each and every disagreement or situation. Positive framing. It is our fourth point. Focus on finding solutions together rather than dwelling on negativities. So if you are disagreeing on something, then focus on finding a solution And if you're trying to focus on finding a solution together, it is good that you two or you both work towards finding the solution to whatever thing that you're disagreeing, rather than focusing on negativity. Maybe your partner did something wrong unto you back then, but then here comes you just focus on whatever thing that happened, whatever thing that he or she did wrong to you. Turn your focus into finding a solution. Help each other and get a solution, but not dwell on the negative things that happen or that have happened. Suggest alternatives and compromises, working towards a win-win situation. If you are you had a disagreement, or maybe your partner has been doing things only in a way that you consider it as not good enough, then suggest an alternative. If you have alternatives, then share them with your partner. And this we are talking about sustaining a healthy relationship and creating. So suggest alternative rather than focus on the negative things, and just say this thing that you are trying to communicate, you are trying to do, it will only end up bad. No, provide an alternative way to do it, so that your partner and you will end up having a perfect solution for your problem. So that was our section 2, and now let's go on to our section 3. I said we were going to have 2 sections, but now we are creating a section 3 for finishing the video, and also to give you terms and tips for us to remember for the day. As usual, we always have remember. So here we are going to remind ourselves on things and tips of how we are supposed to remember during our communication with our partners. So remember, communication is a skill that needs or takes practice and effort. Be patient with yourself and your partner, and celebrate your progress along the way. Is it a large progress? Is it a small or minor progress that you are seeing in your relationship, towards building it or sustaining it? Is it your communication is growing? Then celebrate it. Is it that you feel like your relationship overall it is growing? Celebrate it. This will build your confidence, and it will also encourage you to try more and more towards building it. Also, if you're struggling to communicate effectively, consider seeking professional help from a therapist or counselor. This will help you a lot, because I'm trying to tell you the tips of how to communicate. But if the tips that have not helped you, seek this help from this therapist or counselor. They are going to help you a lot. They can provide guidance and tools to strengthen your communication skills and also nurture your relationship. By prioritizing open and honest communication, you can build a stronger, happier, more fulfilling relationship with your partner. Having done so, this was our today's topic and content: communication from fights to flow, and I'm sure that it is going to help you a lot. And if it helps you a lot, do not feel afraid or shame. Do not feel shy to recommend it to other people. And also, if you feel there's someone that needs to hear it, then do not feel shy to share with them. This content is not only limited to few people, but also to each and every person that needs to hear it. So please share it if you liked it. And also, thank you again for tuning in. If the content was good and well enough delivered to you, then you can share, like, comment. If you have not subscribed, also do not feel ashamed to subscribe. And tomorrow or another day that we'll have, we are going to upload another content on our main topic: creating and sustaining a healthy relationship. Today's episode was all about communication. So let us wait and If you haven't listened to the previous episodes on episode 1 and 2, then you can go back to hear and listen and see forgiveness and also mending hearts, creating and crafting a perfect apology to your beloved one. So tomorrow's episode, it will be dropping anytime from now. Be blessed and see you guys